The night had deepened, and the house was eerily quiet. I sat on the couch, flipping through a photo album in my hands. It contained numerous pictures of my son, his wife, and their son, my beloved grandson. As I gazed at a photo capturing my grandson's innocent smile, a grin naturally spread across my face. My name is Jessica. Even now, in my 60s, my heart warms whenever I think of my son's family. My husband passed away a few years ago, and I currently live alone, but the presence of my grandson Liam has been a source of comfort for me. My son Benjamin is a sincere 35-year-old man who works as an engineer at a company after graduating from college. He is a family man and adores Liam. Benjamin's wife, Emma, is 30 years old. A homemaker, she was a bright and kind woman when they first married. She excels at cooking and passionately focuses on creating nutritionally balanced meals, always mindful of the family's health. Emma actively participates in community activities and is surrounded by many friends. However, over the past few months, her attitude has drastically changed, and she has grown cold towards me. Liam is my treasure. At 3 years old, he is a very energetic and curious child. He loves animals, especially dogs and cats. Every weekend, my joy has been taking Liam to the park. The days of being healed by his innocent smile and sweet voice continued, but recently, that smile has disappeared. One day, I remember visiting Benjamin's house. Emma opened the door, but her face was cold, as if she was trying to turn me away. "I'm busy today. Can you see Liam another time?" I was puzzled by her words. From inside, I heard Liam's voice, "Grandma, where are you?" Ignoring Liam's voice, Emma closed the door. Since that day, I couldn't stop worrying about Liam. I used to play with him often and feel reassured seeing his innocent smile, but recently, that smile has vanished. Something has changed. Benjamin has also been calling me less frequently lately, and I can't shake the feeling that he's hiding something. He only says, "Work is busy," avoiding any specific conversations. Despite noticing the change in my son, I avoided pressing him deeply, fearing that our parent-child relationship might crumble. As those days continued, I gradually grew anxious and suspicious. When I suddenly woke up in the middle of the night, I couldn't get Liam out of my mind. Is he really okay? I asked myself repeatedly. One night, I had a dream. In it, several children were crying out for help from the darkness. Waking up in the middle of the night, I had a terrible premonition. The clock had passed midnight. Despite the late hour, I decided to go to Benjamin's house. I hastily put on my coat and left the house. On the way to Benjamin's house, just a few minutes' drive away, anxiety and fear swirled in my chest. I felt that something might be happening. When I arrived at Benjamin's house, it was pitch dark and eerily quiet. I entered the yard and quietly peeked through the window. In the middle of the living room, I saw little Liam shivering. Benjamin and Emma stood in front of him, and their shouting voices could be heard from outside the window. "Stop crying!" Benjamin yelled, pressing a lit cigarette against Liam's skin. Liam, with tears streaming down his face, whispered in a trembling voice, "I'm sorry. I won't cry anymore. Please, forgive me. At that moment, I lost my reason. With the sole thought of saving Liam, I smashed the window and rushed into the house. What are you doing? Stop it! I shouted as I swept Liam into my arms. Mom! What are you doing here at this hour? Benjamin was surprised, but Emma calmly smirked. This is discipline. It has nothing to do with you. Discipline? This is abuse. I retorted, shaking with anger. Liam trembled in my arms. Grandma. I'm scared. Help me. It's okay, Liam. I held him tightly and gently stroked his back. Grandma is here, so don't worry about anything. Hey! Benjamin shouted. This doesn't concern you, Mom. Doesn't concern me. Liam is my grandson. I will never allow this. I replied resolutely. Benjamin grew irritated and approached me. Don't interfere with us. Are you saying it's right to abuse Liam? I argued in a strong tone. If you continue this, I will call the police. Benjamin seemed to hesitate for a moment but quickly returned to a cruel expression. Liam is our son. How we raise him is our freedom. This cannot be allowed. Liam is a child who must be protected. Holding Liam close, I declared with strong will to Benjamin and Emma, I will do anything to protect him. Emma stared at me with cold eyes. Cradling Liam, I decided to move to another room for the time being. Feeling Liam's trembling body, I headed towards the back room. Grandma, I'm scared. Liam whispered in a small voice. It's all right, Liam. Grandma is here with you. I tried to reassure him, but my heart was filled with anxiety and fear. However, Benjamin stood in my way. Where do you think you're going? His eyes held clear hostility. Right now, I don't think you two should be with Liam. I said, holding Liam tightly. Benjamin grabbed my arm and pulled hard. Don't do as you please. Let go, Benjamin. I shook off his hand and started walking towards the back room. The door to the back room was slightly ajar. As I entered, the room was dark, lit only by a dim light bulb. Old furniture and boxes were piled up in the corner of the room. I walked to the middle of the room, holding Liam. At that moment, I felt something strange under my feet. I stared at the floor, and when I lifted the old carpet, I found a door hidden there, like an entrance to a basement. I didn't know this house had a basement. With a vague sense of foreboding, I decided to open that door. I set Liam down beside me for a moment and opened the door. As I felt the cold air, I heard a faint voice from below. Help! It was a weak voice. I was so shocked that I felt terror. Holding Liam again, I descended the stairs with trembling hands and stepped into the basement. To my utter disbelief, I found several children trapped there. They were wearing filthy clothes, their faces pale with fear and exhaustion. Who are these children? Where did they come from? My mind was in turmoil, but I composed myself upon seeing the children's expressions. I had to help them now. It's okay. Don't be afraid. I gently called out to them as I approached. Will you help us? One little girl asked, crying. Yes. I'm going to help you. I'll get you out of here. Although I didn't fully understand what was happening, I instinctively knew that I had to get these children to safety somehow. So I told them, everyone, stay calm. I'm going to lead you out of here, so from now on, listen to what I say and act accordingly. Then, I took their hands and had them climb the stairs one by one. After rescuing the children from the basement, I returned to the living room. There, an angry Benjamin and Emma were waiting. Their expressions held no hint of remorse, rather, they were overflowing with hatred. What have you done, Mom? Benjamin shouted. You've ruined everything. Who are these children? Tell me why you were abusing them and Liam. I retorted with a resolute attitude. It's none of your business, is it? Emma screamed. This is our problem. You don't understand anything. No, it is my business. Liam is my grandson, and these children are so frightened. I'm here to protect them. Explain why you're doing this. I said in a stern tone. Benjamin hesitated for a moment but then began to speak after a deep sigh. It was all for the money. For money. My voice trembled with anger. We had no choice. Benjamin's voice was tinged with anguish. Our debts had grown too much, and we had no prospect of repaying them. If someone didn't make a sacrifice, we were about to go bankrupt. So, after taking in the children, we made deals through the internet. We were paying off our debts with the money we earned from selling them. I can't believe you treated children like objects. It wasn't that I couldn't believe it, I didn't want to believe it. I know, Benjamin said in a low voice. But we didn't know what to do. Our debts had ballooned out of control. We were desperate too. I looked at Emma. She had a bitter expression. In the past, my parents abused me too. So I know all too well how important it is for children to be obedient. That's no excuse for abuse. I argued. If you suffered from abuse yourself, why are you repeating the same thing with Liam and these other children? And who exactly are these children? I demanded. Emma began to explain, averting her eyes. These children are ones we took in from the streets or adopted from orphanages. Like me in the past, they had nowhere to go. So we took them in and were educating them. What you did is not education. This is clearly abuse. I said, shaking with anger. No matter how much you've suffered until now, sacrificing these children is unacceptable. Emma has been suffering too. Benjamin shouted. Emma can't escape her past trauma. That's why she ended up trying to control these children in the same way. That's not an excuse. I replied with strong conviction. No matter how much Emma has suffered, it's not a reason to hurt others. With those words, I reached for the phone in the living room. I intended to call the police. However, Emma snatched the phone from my hand. What are you doing? Emma said with an angry expression. I'm calling the police for help, I shouted back. Treating these children like this is unacceptable. I won't let you call the police. Emma smashed the phone against the wall, breaking it. I flinched for a moment but quickly pulled out my smartphone to try calling the police. This time, Benjamin grabbed my smartphone with incredible force. "Mom, please stop," Benjamin said in a low voice. "We have to escape from here." I thought. "Everyone, follow me." I signaled to the children with my eyes and started running towards the door of the house. When I opened the door, the cold night wind greeted us. We ran desperately through the darkness. "This way." I entered the yard of the neighboring house. The children desperately followed me. "Wait, come back." Benjamin was shouting from the house, but I proceeded without looking back. I knocked on the door of the neighboring house. "Please help." After a while, John, the neighbor, opened the door. His sleepy face instantly changed to a surprised expression. "Jessica, what's going on at this late hour?" "Please, call the police. These children are being abused," I pleaded desperately. John quickly grasped the situation and welcomed us into his home, saying, "Come on in." He took out his smartphone and reported it to the police. "They said they'll be here right away," John informed me after finishing his conversation with the police. "It's okay now," I said, hugging the children. "The police are coming, and they'll protect you." The children clung to me, crying, and Liam also had a relieved expression on his face. After a little while, police sirens began to sound in the distance. Inside John's house, the children were clinging to me but gradually regaining their composure. "It's all right now. The police are coming to help," I told them gently. Soon, red and blue lights streamed through the windows, and several police cars stopped in front of John's house. Police officers could be seen hurrying towards the house. "Over here." John opened the door to welcome the officers. I stood up and said to them, "Please protect these children. They're being abused by my son and his wife." "Understood. We'll handle this immediately," one officer nodded firmly and requested backup on his radio. At that moment, Benjamin and Emma could be seen outside. They approached with anger-filled expressions, shouting at the police officers. "What are you doing? This is our family matter." Benjamin protested vehemently. "It appears these children are being abused. You'll need to accompany us to the police station," the officer responded calmly. "Don't be ridiculous. This has nothing to do with you, right?" Emma raised her voice, but the officers resolutely restrained Benjamin and Emma. "What are you doing? Let go." Benjamin struggled and resisted, but the officers firmly held him down and handcuffed him. "We're arresting you on suspicion of child abuse," the officer declared. Benjamin and Emma were taken away amid anger and confusion. I held Liam and the other children, watching the scene unfold. The children were then safely taken into custody by the police officers. One officer said, "We'll do our utmost to ensure they can live in a safe environment from now on." "It's okay now," I whispered to Liam. Everyone can go to a safe place now. After the children were taken into protective custody by the police, they were sent to a facility. As for Liam, of course, I decided to take him in. You don't have to be afraid anymore, Liam. Grandma will always be with you. I held Liam tightly. Benjamin and Emma were prosecuted for abusing the children. On the day of the trial, I went to the courthouse with Liam. Taking the witness stand was painful, but it was unavoidable in order to reveal the truth. Grandma, it's okay. I'm here with you. Liam squeezed my hand with his small hand, encouraging me. With trembling hands, I took the stand and began to speak about Benjamin and Emma's actions. They instilled fear in the children and inflicted deep physical and emotional wounds. As this child's grandmother, I cannot allow such acts. I spoke while holding back tears, with Liam by my side. In the courtroom, the prosecutor exposed Benjamin and Emma's cruel actions one by one while presenting evidence. Each time the details of how they confined and abused the children were revealed, the courtroom was engulfed in a breathtaking silence. The defendants engaged in continuous abuse against the children, and their actions are extremely malicious, leaving no room for leniency, the prosecutor stated in a stern tone, and then delivered the final verdict. The defendants, Benjamin Johnson and Emma Johnson, are each sentenced to 25 years in prison. The moment the judge made the announcement, the courtroom erupted in murmurs and applause. Benjamin and Emma covered their faces and broke down crying. "Mom, Liam, I'm sorry." Benjamin mumbled while weeping, but his words no longer resonated in our hearts. After the trial, I thought about what to do with the children. They needed a safe and secure place. After consulting with a lawyer, I decided to take them in as well. "Jessica, are you really going to take them in?" the lawyer asked cautiously. "Yes, they need a home. And I can provide that home for them," I answered with strong determination. "I understand. Let's proceed with the process. It may take some time, but your love will create the best environment for them." The lawyer smiled and began preparing the necessary documents. As the process progressed, I spent time with the children and worked to gain their trust. Every day, I played with them, talked with them, and made sure they felt safe and comfortable. Finally, the day came when I formally took the children in. The final procedures were completed, and I officially became their guardian. "From now on, you are all part of my family. You can live here with peace of mind," I said to the children with a smile. Liam squeezed my hand and said, "Grandma, thank you for protecting us." The other children also expressed their gratitude to me. Seeing their innocent smiles, I felt truly happy. As I watched the children playing in the park, a woman approached. She was a staff member from the local child welfare facility and had been supporting us. "Hello, Jessica," she greeted me with a smile. "The children seem to be doing well." "Yes, thanks to you," I replied with gratitude. "We couldn't have come this far without everyone's support." "I'm glad to hear that," she smiled kindly. "By the way, about Benjamin and Emma." I looked at her in surprise. "Did something happen to them?" "They are undergoing a rehabilitation program in prison, and I've heard they are facing their mistakes and reflecting on them," she continued in a gentle tone. I hope they sincerely repent. I see. I listened to her words with mixed feelings. While it was important for Benjamin and Emma to acknowledge their mistakes and repent, it wouldn't heal our past pain. Still, I couldn't help but wish for them to change. Months passed, and our new life continued with peaceful and tranquil days. The children gradually freed themselves from their past fears and grew with a bright future in mind. We spent each day deepening our bonds as a family in our new home. Liam attended a new school and made many friends. His energetic smile was adored by his classmates, and he enjoyed his school life. After school, playing soccer with his friends became his daily routine. "Grandma, we had a soccer match today. I scored a goal," Liam reported excitedly. "That's wonderful, Liam. You're very skilled," I praised him while patting his head, delighted by his growth. His smile was my greatest treasure. The other children also adapted to their new lives. Many of them received specialized counseling to heal their emotional wounds. In our home, we prioritized creating an environment where they could feel safe and showering them with love. A girl named Sophia began to exhibit a talent for art. She loved to draw, and her artwork started decorating the walls of our home. One day, she showed me a picture. "Aunt Jessica, look at this. It's a picture of flowers that I drew," Sophia said proudly. "It's truly beautiful, Sophia. Your paintings always warm my heart." I praised her talent and encouraged her to draw more. Her art became a healing presence for the whole family. A boy named Nathan excelled in sports and became obsessed with American football. He joined a local team and looked forward to the weekend games. "Aunt Jessica, I was chosen as the MVP today," Nathan reported happily. "That's amazing, Nathan. Your hard work paid off," I patted his back in encouragement. His smile was proof that he was overcoming his past struggles. A child named Ava made many friends at her new school and became an outgoing child. She was sociable and loved to take on new challenges every day. Every time I saw her smile, I felt truly happy. "Grandma, I learned a new dance at school today," Ava said joyfully. "That's wonderful, Ava. Next time, teach me that dance too," I smiled at her cheerful demeanor. Her energy and brightness brought vigor to the whole family. We made sure to have family time every weekend to deepen our bonds as a family. We enjoyed various activities like watching movies and cooking together. Through this, the children fostered a sense of security and began to develop an awareness of being part of a family. One day, we were enjoying a picnic in the garden. Liam and the other children were playing on the lawn. "Grandma, when I grow up, I want to be a soccer player," Liam said with sparkling eyes. "That's a wonderful dream, Liam. Grandma will support you in pursuing any dream you have," I replied gently. The other children also shared their dreams with each other. Sophia said she wanted to be an artist, Nathan aspired to be a professional American football player, and Ava dreamed of becoming a dancer. "I will support all of your dreams. Your futures are bright," I said to them with a smile. We cherished the time we spent together and deepened our family bonds. Although the painful experiences of the past may never completely disappear, we vowed to move forward together. Let's continue to live happily together forever, I silently pledged in my heart, watching over the children's smiles and taking a new step forward.